I'm going to go to yellow filter. So I'm putting a hold on this series that I was going to do to Eric West. I'm just kind of checking things out. I'm looking around. I'm going back at that other channel. Michelle, her name is Michelle Fernandez, I think it is. Her channel will come to me in a second. Blossom Inner Wellness. I'm on the road, so So Blossom Inner Wellness is the name of her channel, and I'm gonna do a couple videos with her on the screen behind me, and do a point by point type of thing with her, because I find it very, very strange that someone as intelligent as her, there's a lot of coincidences that are involved, and she's doing the same thing that Jamie Lee from A Plain Truth was doing back during those times. And it's very strange when you see intelligent people overlooking obvious shit, right? So she's happy to boast about, actually at this point I don't think we can even say words. I don't think we can say the word children anymore. Not if we're using Maui in the same sentence. If you use Hawaii and children in the same sentence, then your videos will get shut down. That's what they seem to be doing. So what they did is they've been blocking and deleting my videos, for that matter, even right off my phone. They're of course not going to take the credit for it, but they have been doing it. You know who. You know who should be called You Know Who instead of YouTube. That's what we should do. Start a new one called You Know Who. Oh my God, it's so silly. So YouTube is working in conjunction with all these people. They always do. So they can say whatever they want on their channel, but then when you play their videos or talk about what they're talking about, then your videos get deleted. This is what I mean about everybody being set up. And then they encourage people, oh yeah, come on and talk about it. It can't just be one person. It's got to be all of us, just like, but yeah, it really does have to be all of us. So if you just see one person, that's the only one that's shouting out shit. I mean, it just did this at other times recently that we also cannot talk about because your videos get shut down. If you say anything about certain dates, if you say January 6th, your fucking videos get shut down. You say 9/11, they fucking strike your fucking videos. I mean, it's very strange, don't you think? It's crazy. So, a lot of bad shit going on all over the fucking place. And then, yes, our attention and some people's attention is on Hawaii. And then you got these guys out there that are doing, and they're so good, and they seem like such nice people. But when you really read between the lines, you realize, oh my God, they're all fucking working together. All right, starting with this girl, Michelle. Blossom Inner Wellness. Just jumping around like I always do on a few things. Okay, so back during the Paradise fires, she was living in California, working in Paradise, and she also knew everybody. So now here she is all these years later, 7 years later. I guess everybody forgets. But the arbitress, she pretended that she just met him. There's no fucking way. There's no way that she just met him now. She knows him from the Paradise fires through Jamie Lee from A Plain Truth. Then she makes it worse, and she gets on the fireman, 30-year veteran fire. And who knows, maybe the arbiter and the fireman are the real ones, and they're just being set up by the agents too. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it's a lot of hassle, and it's a lot of energy to be wasted looking for things when really we could just be honest with each other and ourselves. So so she goes and does that. So she had that going for her. That was kind of weird. I'm not playing any music because they're going to just keep copyright striking me. I was going to try to continue on with the Oliver Anthony series, but that's not going to work either because they're just copyright striking the shit out of them, and they're just going to shut my channel down for that. Okay, so that was very, very telling to me. Then, as intelligent as she is, right? I mean, you got to think about it, people. I mean, I'm uneducated. I'm really fucking dumb. I'm like as dumb as the rock in your yard. And I'm looking at this situation myself, and that's not me ranking myself out, looking for other people to say, oh, no, you're not dumb. You could tell you're smart. No. We're really dumb. We all are. But I in particularly have no problem with taking that title. We're dumb. So, as dumb as I am, I can look at the few videos that came out about the school buses. Also, the red roof house, right? That photograph was taken from another airplane or a helicopter or some other aerial device other than Eric West's video. Eric West had done his video on the town the day after the fires. Got to ask yourself, how did Eric West get his little drone up into the air without it being shut down by the government? Because, see, they have total control over shutting people's drones down. They would have just dropped it in the field if they didn't want him up there. If he was not allowed, they would have just dropped it in the water, for that matter. They would not give him permission. You have to get permission with those stupid little drones in order to fly different places. So the Emergency Act was already in effect before the incident even happened, before the whole thing went down. So therefore, there was no reason and there's no way that the government was allowing anyone else to go up. So why are they allowing Eric West to bring his up to do that really good video? He's got like an hour, I think it is, an hour and a half of going back and forth with drones after the fire and see everything burned out. So there were several things I noticed in that drone footage. That was the first thing I noticed, is that how and why was Eric West special and being able to put up a drone? There's a lot of people in Hawaii that have drones. They don't have any drone footage or anything because the government was not going to allow them up. So there's all these little signs that people are connected, people are working with each other. Okay, then he goes by the school with the school buses in it. He goes by that with his drone. So that drone footage that Eric West did, that girl Michelle from Blossom Inner Wellness Channel, she didn't point out any of these things. She's looking right at them in her screen and she didn't point out. So why is it that we got the bus information of the buses there from a supposed satellite dish? I keep saying satellite. From a supposed satellite all these weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, they got satellite footage of the buses there the day before the fire and no buses other than like 5 or 6 in the lot the day after or something, right? Well, Eric's drone goes by that school the day after the fire. And it looks, the buses are parked in the exact same spot as what they showed in the satellite, okay? So my point to that is we did not need a satellite footage to know that there were unburned buses. Also, I want to point out something else about the color. They're fucking with us on the colors. It's not the color blue, and it's not the color red that is not susceptible to radiation weaponry. That's not the case. How do we know that? How does the dumb rock that is in your backyard know that? Look around in the burn field, everywhere that Eric's drone is flying or the government drones are flying. Look at what they're showing you after the fire. Are you telling me there was nothing else blue? We would be seeing little blue dots everywhere. Blue Tupperware dishes we would be seeing. We would be seeing blue blankets. We would be seeing blue plastic jugs. We would be seeing blue bicycles, because blue cars, any cars that are blue, we would know that would not be involved in this, right? So we know it's not the color blue. And then the other one they trying to pretend is a color that's making it unsusceptible to radiation weaponry is red, which is also not true, because look around the burn sites. We would be seeing red things everywhere, not just because there were several red roof houses, but the houses themselves only had a red roof. The rest of the house is not red, so the radiation is not going to hit from directly above, and anything below that red roof is protected. It's not the way it's fucking working. So there's something in the materials of those things. This is very easy to figure out and easy to find what it is. This can be tested out in simple kitchen experiments using microwave dishes versus non-microwave dishes. Very simple. Put the microwave out in the garage or something so it's safe, so you don't blow up your kitchen and doing something stupid. But these are easy tests for the dumb rocks like us to go and do for ourselves and see what the real story is on it. I guarantee you it ain't a fucking color, because that would just be stupid and it would not make any sense, and It's just a sidetrack to show. It does several things. It shows the rulers, the leaders, the 10,000 at the top, just how dumbed down the dumbed down zombie slaves are. How stupid are they? Are they really so programmed that they're going to believe absolutely everything that we tell them? Or are they going to not believe anything we tell them? Like this guy Mike Oziak's claiming, right? So we had that going for us. Then, so this girl Michelle, this is what pissed me off about it, because the girl Michelle, then she's also not pointing out a lot of other things that are happening. And okay, so sticking to the buses. So the buses were supposed to be the satellite footage, and then they got the video, quick video too, only 1.5 minutes of some buses driving by somebody who was trying to leave the fire. There's no kids on the buses. So then if you're going to continue that as a conspiracy theory, then you have to say the next conspiracy. What is it? What, while the kids were driving by all those vehicles and being on that camera for that 1.5 minutes on that one person's camera, somehow the people in them buses knew, and they got the kids down on the floor below the windows. Is that what we're going to be saying next? I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. So there's no evidence of any of these things. There's no people coming forward on any of the sites. So why is she still talking shit about missing children when there is no evidence of any missing children, and there's no evidence of any missing parents? There's no evidence of it other than the ones that the government is telling you about. There's no other evidence of anybody else being missing. There are numbers on pieces of paper. There are you can go on the internet and find school sign-up sheets and all this kind of stuff, and you can go, but it's just paper. It's not really evidence. It's just as good as the... Okay, then another thing that I noticed that Michelle did, I will bring you in on these videos that she did, and I will hit these things point by point, but while they're fresh on my mind, I want to get to some of them. So she also went on this other girl's site who was bringing up, she goes to Google Maps, and she's bringing up the city in the town in Maui, and looking at their plan, the United Nations Agenda, Smart City Initiatives, and all that shit, right? And she's putting map over map, and this is shit that the 7.8 billion zombie slaves all knew about all along. That we were all told this was going down this way. Nobody wanted to do anything about it. Nobody wanted to, say anything, and we love being zombie slaves. So that's the first thing I have a problem with her having such a big deal about all that. Second of all, everybody's fucking home is that way because you don't own anything. I can't believe she's even fucking suggesting such a thing. This shows us that we're all fucking dumbed down zombie slaves, man. Don't own shit. So when you go online and you see so-and-so's paying the mortgage and this is what they're paying for taxes at this particular address, yes, because it's all owned by the governments, the state, the federal, they own everything. Okay, yes, they're not supposed to, according to your Constitution. I understand that in your Bill of Rights, but that's not the way it is. They've told you all along that that's not the way it is. So you cannot keep pretending that you did not believe what you could see with your own eyes. When you see your neighbor being thrown out of their house because they were behind on paying their property taxes, then that means they never fucking owned the house. They never owned the property. They never owned the land. Don't own shit. When you see the repo man showing up at your fucking neighbor's house and towing their car away, the sheriff shows up and says, "Stand down, motherfucker, because it ain't yours. You don't own it. It's not yours," right? Because it's just a piece of paper. The deed, the title means nothing. It really means nothing. Your payments of it. Then when it's paid off, the car and the house can be totally paid off. If you break one of their fucking rules, they call them laws, but they're really just fucked up rules that if you don't live by them, it gives them an excuse to be tyrannic on your ass. And you all go along with it, all the way up until it happens to you yourself, and then you might bitch about it a little then, but then still you go along with it, because you look around and you say, well, there's 7.8 billion zombies are not going to help me, so I guess I'm on my own. I didn't help anybody else when I saw it happening to my neighbors. I never spoke up and went down and say, you ain't fucking throwing this family out of their home. What do you think you're doing? The fuck out of here. You do that, where none of us are paying our fucking taxes if you're going to keep doing shit like that. We never did nothing like that. We all just said, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. He didn't fucking, he was behind on his taxes. Okay. There's a family ranch, fucking 200 acres, and then the fourth, fifth, sixth generation that owned the fucking land and owned the house, and they've been selling off acreage by acreage just to keep up with the taxes. Then when it's all fucking over with, then what? And I know I'm swearing a lot. Lately. Be tough shit, man. Fucked up. The whole fucking thing is fucked up. All right, let me see if I can stay on task here. So Michelle never mentions any of these things. She's talking about, come on, man, she's got a half a brain. I think she's got attorney skills or some kind of shit. So she's doing all these things that she's gathering up lists. She's gathering up lists of all the troublemakers, the same way that Jamie Lee from A Plain Truth did. She's also pushing people onto Rumble, just like I noticed a lot of the agents are doing. Most of the agents for the last couple of years have been trying to push everybody onto Rumble. Oh, I'd like to tell you the deepest secret. I'd like to tell you the big dark... What, they can't just fucking use side lingo so that we can understand them? They can't just say Lion Mama Kona 19? They can't, what, the Lion Mama Kona 19 virus isn't good enough as a lingo to let people know what they're really talking about? No, it's a big fucking... they'll shut us down if we say the real word. So we got to go over to Rumble. They're full of shit, people. They're fucking lying to you around every corner. They're lying motherfuckers. And I can't help anybody. It's not like I got any subscribers. It's not like I got a big famous channel or anything, obviously, otherwise I could try to help a little more, but that ain't the case. And then the people that I'm trying to wake up that do have their names for themselves and they do have big channels, they're agents. They're all fucking agents. So here goes another one. So back to Michelle and Eric West. So it was Michelle, because Michelle's on one of the other islands out there. Eric is on that island. Kind of just the same way that Jamie Lee from A Plain Truth was playing the ground crew, and he had himself in the ground crew running the cameras and doing all that during the Paradise Fires, but he was not the one running the main part of his internet operation. That was one of the other strange, suspicious things to me back then, was all his high-end technical fucking shit that he had going on. Yes, I know he had money. Everybody's got more money than me, but I'm just saying he had more money than the average Joe to throw around. With the equipment that he had, with the help that he had, the people that he was paying, he obviously had help financially somewhere. So he started coming out with all of these gay-ass fucking CGI, hi-fi bullshit videos. Nanobots, his nanobot videos and robot videos and all that kind of shit. And I said, oh my God. So he's showing them. I'm trying to show people at that time the true creators builders, which we can see all around us, triangular shapes all around us, everywhere, from a microscopic size all the way up to the huge sizes, the size of the moon, the clouds, trees, you name it, mountains, large aerial shots. And here he is, millions of subscribers, millions of people listening to him. At that time, I think I had 3 subscribers, maybe 4. That was before Rick even came on. Rick was one of my first subscribers. So I maybe only had 3 or 4 subscribers at that time. I didn't even have myself from my other channels on at that time. And he had millions of subscribers. So how am I going to get anywhere with something like that? And that's the reason why I started the YouTube channel in the first place, was because he was shutting me down, or everybody was shutting me down on Facebook. I wasn't going to get through with anybody. And so I said, fuck it, I'll start a YouTube channel and I'll do what this guy's doing, what this guy Jamie Lee's doing, and then I'll reach out to him and all this kind of shit. So this girl Michelle and Eric West, I noticed are doing the same setup. They got the same shit going on. It's fucking weird. So I I noticed a few things in Eric West's drone footage that Michelle should have noticed. Number one, the red roof house inn, the one at the shoreline, because there's several red roof houses that didn't get touched in that. I shouldn't say didn't get touched, but they didn't get burned. There's other reasons for that. There's other reasons for that too, to do with the material around them, the materials that are in the things, just like a microwave bowl, right? You can have a blue bowl that's just a plastic blue bowl. You put it in the microwave, it's gonna melt, right? It melts, it disintegrates to nothing. Depending on how long it's in there, it could start a fire, it start on fire and disintegrate and all this, right? But then you put a microwave safe blue, microwave safe bowl in the microwave, and you put it in there for fucking 20 minutes, 30 minutes, nothing happens, right? Then you can also change the recipe by having a cheap microwave bowl versus a good microwave bowl. Well, the cheap microwave bowl does not hold up as long as the good one does, right? For long periods of time under radiated conditions. She's not pointing any of that shit out. Michelle's not pointing any of these things out. And the footage that Eric takes of the red roof footage from the front is not the same one that's being put out on mainstream media or even social media. It's not the same video. You can tell his drone is further towards the island than the one that took the photo. Even though the one that took the photo was zoomed in, you could see how close he was, and Eric was even closer with his footage. So again, because Eric wasn't zooming in and out when he was going up and down and turning around. I didn't see him doing much zooming in and out. Whoever did the other footage did do a little bit of zoomed in a little bit, and they were close anyway. They were already close. So whoever that was, it had to be government related, because just think about it. At the time, there was nobody was being allowed to run any drones in that area. The government was not even going to allow your drone to lift. And as soon as it hits that area, then your drone goes down. Everybody that has drones knows how this works. So I don't know why this is all being... So why is Michelle, someone so intelligent, not the dumb as a rock like me, why is she not pointing this shit out? This is the evidence that I'm using against her. And she seems like a nice person. They pray at the end of every fucking video. These guys are all praying. She also has some good points but again, I can't trust her. She makes sense when she talks about our energies being connected and things like this, her inner wellness channel and everything. She's correct. That is true. But we can all see how it works. We don't need to base anything on lies or our imagination. We can just go see it for ourselves. You don't have to close your eyes and dream it and imagine it. You don't have to. It's all around us. We can see it with our own eyes. So a lot of strange things with her. Back to the buses. So she's not mentioning and saying that and pointing out and even giving people the benefit of the doubt that the whole children's scam might just be a children's scam, and that there may not really be any children missing. So yesterday's video, she brings up about China, because our government is claiming that it might have been a hit by China, an EMP attack by China. They're putting out there as another conspiracy theorist and all that kind of shit. And she makes some good points that why would it be China? China is not the one that wants the land, and China's not the one she's pointing out that is doing all this. And I just want to point out to all of you that yes, they are. They're just, it's not being forthright is all it is. Because if you think about it, China owns all of us. China is under rule of everything right now. All of Europe, all of us, people just haven't woken up to this yet. It's been this way 50 to 100 years. It started probably 100 years ago or so, and it's gotten further and further and further. They told us about it. We knew about it. We just wanted to be in denial about it, because they told you it's conspiracy theories and all that kind of shit. So maybe I'll just put the, I don't know how that's camera's probably going to die from being in the sun. Let's go a few more minutes on this. Think about a few other things that I was seeing that bothered me. So Michelle's on the computer and she's looking up all these different things having to do with the fires in Lahaina. But she never comes across some of the best videos that are out there, the locals that are doing some really good work. And she's not finding them for some strange reason. They are hard to find. They are. I'll give her that. But somebody that's so good at being on the computer and finding all this information, that's strange to me. And then acting so surprised that you can go online and find all the information on all these addresses to everybody that lived in Lahaina. I mean, you could do that with the entire United States. There's nowhere that you cannot do that, because you do not own anything. You're just a fucking slave. So why is she not pointing that out to people? She's acting like it's a big surprise. Oh, look at this. We noticed that in Lahaina, you can go online and you can look up and get the information of who lives where and what, how much they're paying in tax and who's renting and who's actually you don't get the rental information. You only get the owner information, and then whoever's renting, you'd have to go to the lease agreement for that. But yeah, you don't own anything. No one does. You'll own nothing and be happy. Remember, just because they started telling you that only 10, 20 years ago out in your face, it's always been that way. They just didn't tell you about it yet. Now they tell you about it and you're all, no, not us. We're free Americans. Fuck me. So also, I think I have a tracker on me the last week or so. I think I might be being tracked. So I've been watching out for them so that I don't. And what they're doing is that's another thing that she's not telling anybody. Okay. Especially under emergency conditions, gives them an excuse to do this, but really they do it all the time anyway. They did it with me, and we were not under any emergency conditions. They can do it anytime they want. They can do anything under the Patriot Act that they want. All the agencies can do whatever they want. Because the 7.8 billion zombie slaves give them permission to, so you can't act surprised when they actually do it. But anyways, they're tapped into the house cameras, the people's house cameras, not just the polls, not just the government cameras, not just every business camera, not just everything out there, but also our homes. Because our homes, the cameras are tied into the internet. Fucking idiots. So what the fuck do you expect, man, you know? What do you expect? So you all put cameras on your homes. Oh yeah, this will keep us safe. Safe from who? From yourself? Fuck me, man. So she's not mentioning any of that. She's not mentioning the camera systems that they're all tied in together and they're already watching every fucking move we make. You don't think that's why that whole show that went up there on the mountain with Eric West with the car there that day when he got the ticket for the plate pissed me off so much, because I didn't catch it myself either right away. You get caught up in the emotional part of it of he better watch out, he better be careful, why are they telling him to get out of his vehicle, he better not get out of his vehicle. What is he, stupid? Does he not understand that those fucking shoot him in his head? Does he not understand they just fucking shot a pregnant black woman the other day for fucking suspicion of shoplifting? Right? And they made it look on camera for everybody that she was the bad guy, because the cop went and stood in front of her fucking car to try to imprison her right there in her own car. He tried to imprison her because he thinks the 7.8 billion zombie slaves, they think that he had the right to do that. They think that he had the right to walk in front of her car and that the other cop had the right to fucking stop her there and her car. No, they had no right to do any of that shit. You gave them the right, 7.8 billion zombie slaves who go along with shit like that. So when I'm watching Eric do it, I'm thinking the same shit. And I didn't even know about her yet, that girl at the time. And then, sticking to that girl for a second. All the hoaxes are all out there. All the hoaxers are all out there. 150, 200 hoaxers out there claiming that the cops were doing the right thing because we can't let this shoplifting go on like this all the time and all this kind of shit. I mean, it's fucking stupid, man. It just fucking goes round and round and round. Then the next, then you get the other side of that. They'll come out and they'll defend it and defend that person's position and say, yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, she was going to run the cop over. It looked like she was pulling up. Well, you know what? She did not run the cop over. She just pulled up her car a tiny little bit. The car didn't start going off on its own until he blew her fucking brains out. That's when the fucking cop, he killed 2 brains with 1 shot because he killed a baby too at the same time. And everybody's going to argue back and forth as if there's a justification for such a thing, Oh, the color of her skin makes it okay. Oh, the fact that she shoplifted made it okay. Oh, the fact that the cop was in front of the car and he thought she was going to run. No, these are all lies. First of all, you have no evidence that she shoplifted. Second of all, if she was shoplifting, a big fucking deal. It's a very minor fucking offense, obviously. She couldn't have been shoplifting anything too fucking big and too major because the security let her walk out. Security lets everybody go out. Can I see your receipt, please? So it couldn't have been too much of a fucking emergency or whatever she stole. So she stole a pack of gum. Okay. Whatever. There's no justification for it. Period. That's it. There's no argument to it. So any of these assholes that are out there arguing that are just fucking agents as well. Making everybody fucking look like a bunch of zombie slaves. That they would be so stupid that they can't see the obvious. So here's Eric. Back to that one. And goes out there. Gets out of his truck because somebody online, he's on a live feed, and they say, get out and go ask him if you're being detained. It's all bad advice. Everything he did was made no fucking sense because number one, first of all, he was sitting there with his foot on the fucking brake with the car and drive all the way until somebody told him to do something else, which was put the car in park, take your foot off the brake. Well, you're still not fucking parked. Even if your car's in park and your foot's off the brake, you're still not parked. You're still only pulled into the place. You're not really parked. In order to be parked, you got to be out of your fucking car. That means you parked your car there and you're out of the car. Officially, according to their laws. Now, they've changed some of these laws over the years, and they have made it so where you could be parked in a car, sitting in your car, and then what happens next is, well, my keys were not in my ignition, or my keys were in my ignition. They changed those laws because what was happening was people were saying, well, wait a minute, if the law says that he's only parked if the vehicle is in park and the keys are out of the ignition, then that means how do you get somebody for a DUI or a drunken driving or a drug and driving if they pull over somewhere, park their vehicle because they feel, oh boy, maybe I had a few too many to drink, I better pull over in this parking lot and sleep. So they pull over in the parking lot and sleep, take the keys out of the ignition, knowing the law. So they take the keys out. Oh, I guess we got to change the laws now because now we got to go back to, oh no, that means that in order to get here, if you're drunk now, that means in order to get here, you're drunk. Okay, yes, okay, I admit that. I got on the road, I thought I was okay to drive. I realized I was drunk, so I pulled over and I did the right thing. I pulled over into the parking lot way in the back where no one's going to see me, and I fucking took a nap for a couple hours till I wore off. Here you are, knocking on my fucking window, shining lights in my eyes, and yelling and screaming at me to get my fucking hands up. I mean, what the fuck, man? Leave me the fuck alone. I'm here, I'm safe. If I'm still drunk later, I'll walk home. I'll call a taxi. But right now, I'm fucking sleeping one off. Get the fuck away from me. No, they're going to arrest you, and you got to go through all this shit. And then to make it worse, they make you go through fucking drunk driving school, and then they make you feel like a scumbag to all your friends and family. They turn you from an innocent fucking bystander into a convicted felon. And then they make you believe in their God because they send you to AA who only believes in. So then once you believe in God, then you're cured. Then you're cured now from, you're not really cured from alcoholism, but you're cured from the devil, I guess, from Satan. Fucked up. They do it all the time. It's a common shit, man. I'm going to turn this thing around because the sun's beating right on the camera, and I know it's going to shut off when I go in this store anyway. So let's see what we got going on over here. And then another one that pissed me off this morning is some family members. One in particular really fucking pissed me off because he was talking about the Hawaii thing and he knows absolutely shit about shit. You could tell he's only listening to mainstream, right? And then he knows how to fucking piss me off because then I said, yeah, well, I've been showing you. I'm pointing at one now, so just give me a minute, right there. So I said, I've been showing you for the longest fucking time. Nobody wants to look, Steve. The fucking trails are being dumped on your head every day. And he says, oh, that's funny that you mentioned that. I haven't seen the trails in a long time. And I see fucking assholes, man. They never seen the trails. They never ever see them. Even when you're pointing at them, you're filming them, you're putting them on videos, you're fucking calling them something other than the conspiracy lingo, and they still deny them. They will not fucking look. Zombie slaves, 7.8 billion of the motherfuckers. They know how to piss me off, man. They really do. So I'm telling him, trying to give him the real deal on what's going on in Hawaii, right? You got one fucking person out of 7.8 billion that's going to give you the real fucking story and tell you some real true shit. He can't even listen. Nobody can. They won't listen for more than a minute or two. And then they go right on to their religions. Whatever that religion may be, political religion, whatever. Scientific religion, mathematical religion. I wish I could remember all the shit that I wanted to talk about, but I can't actually because my mind's fucking going all over the place. I'm thinking about all kinds of shit. I really wanted to get into it about this girl. Let's see which way these are going. I think these are coming this way. So if I go here, I'll probably be good to go and I can run into the store for a few minutes. So I'm on my way into the store too. So I'm noticing all this weird shit. You go to Cumberland Farms, they're out of certain things that they're never out of. Go to Walmart, they're out of weird shit that they're not usually out of. It's almost like they're getting ready for another shutdown of everything. And they're doing a lot of weird shit, changes to the aisles and strange things like that, just to be more specific. Widening aisles, which they've been widening aisles a little bit at a time all along. I told you the point of widening aisles, widening the aisles is to not be so noticeable that they're short stocking things. When they're short stocking, if you widen the aisles, you have less shelves, but yet the shelves all still look full. You don't see empty shelves everywhere. That's why they're doing that. And it's harder for people to notice that the aisle's been widened 6 inches 1 week, another aisle's widened another 6 inches another week, that kind of thing. So they do it slow and methodical. I'm watching these to see which way they're going so I know which way to aim the camera when I go in the store. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think I'm going to go with a red filter though for a little while since the car's not moving. The other camera really sucks. I'm on the old camera right now, and the new camera gets, when you're driving, the focus cannot keep up. The focus can't keep up. So I noticed that when I'm trying to do those videos, that I love doing those videos too when I'm driving around. And because it's just so easy. It's so easy for everyone to do. Everyone's got their selfie cameras on themselves instead of aiming it in the sky. And or even anywhere for that matter, anywhere else but themselves. There was several other things I wanted to mention about the drone footage from Eric West. Talked about the red roof bullshit stories, the blue barrel bullshit stories. I think it had something to do with the other things that Eric was doing or not doing, that just seems strange to me, that somebody that is fairly intelligent person who has a decent career, makes good money and all this shit, but yet he doesn't have any of this other information. I'm getting there. It's coming to me. It had something to do with the fact that he was spouting out nonsense that is now turning out to not be true as well, which was the lie that Red Cross was going to be paying for people's funerals, because him and that other lying ass chick that started that YouTube channel that said that her YouTube channel is now taken down, and that video's taken down, and you can't even find her on YouTube anymore. Her channel's not even there when you punch onto it. So she was obviously an agent. So for Eric to go ahead and continue that same lie without getting confirmation of it or even verifying it in any way, that's kind of strange to me. And he did a couple other similar things with the Starlink. I kept calling it Starlight. I don't know why, but he did the same thing with Starlink. I think he might be a Elon Musk Starlink salesman, because I noticed that he does a lot of promotion of people that have not done any help to help the 7.8 billion zombie slaves, but they always claim that they are. They're always claiming that they're out to help the 7.8 billion zombie slaves. I'll give you their names: Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, to name a few, right? And he's claiming, Eric West is claiming, that these few people and many others are trying to help. And it's thank goodness for the Starlink nonsense, right? So you see how they all work together. One agency comes in and shuts down the internet, and another agency comes in and turns it back on. They create their own heroes, people. They create their own heroes. So if you want a hero, they will give you a hero. That's what they do. That's why when you notice what went down in Ukraine, right? They shut down all the internet,